Come, let me get you some.
Hey, yo, welcome to Saber Talk Sunday. Mundo in the house, Bears in the house, Orlando and Titans in the chat. Woohoo! Let's party! How you guys doing? How you doing, Bears? I know you're doing good. Though. Got a little sun there.
Yeah.
And Orlando says, let's go! Titans on, let's party! Woo-hoo! Yeah, we're going to be talking about the Ninth Jedi tonight, man. I think it's going to be a fun little conversation tonight. And also, we may have a special guest in the house. Hopefully, he'll be able to show up. Randy from Korbanth Sabers. So, hopefully, Randy, if you're out there, come on in, man. Let's party, dude.
Join us. Yeah, I watched the entire last Ninth Jedi when it came out. And honestly, I thought it was really good. Honestly, and look, people seem to forget that Star Wars doesn't need to revolve around the Skywalker saga.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfectly able to hold its own story. So I just think it was great.
I do too. I really enjoyed it. The whole story from the whole story from beginning to end was that it was exciting. It wasn't boring by no means, because you had, all the way through, there was a clear tell of what was happening, what was going on, and a clear beginning and ending, and no broken, like, what ifs or what's going on or anything. So there was a clear-cut story all the way through, instead of having it cut and then this and that. But, in the beginning, we don't even know what Cara, when in the very beginning, for those of you who have already seen it, and spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, I'm sorry, because that's what the show is about tonight. We're just going to be talking about it. So when we see at the beginning, Cara is under the wing of her father, learning about the Force and a little bit about the Force, and also
This is separate. This started out with an episode in Star Wars Visions, then it had a reprise in season 3, and then it got its own series. So yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Bears, for the for that. I should have stated that, but Bears did for me, so thank you, Bears. I really appreciate that. Again, so when we start out seeing Cara in Visions, of course she's she's just learning stuff, where her father is a sabersmith, and I see some interesting sabers and saber designs in there.
I would say that they're pretty they're not basic, but they're more aesthetic looking, more real world founded than actually like ornate or such. I would say some are ornate, some are more just different. I would say.
Oh, really, Orlando? I'm a little too loud. And Barris is a little, you can't barely hear him. Oh my gosh. It's weird. And that's because, man, okay. So let me see. I don't know if I can change the volume right now at this point in time right here. Let me see. And I would have to go out and come back in. Let me see. But let me see. And so always to be technical difficulties with this show. Yes, sir. Yeah, it is what it is, man. But that's what you get when you're raw, right? I'm like I said, and I say it every single time. I mean, you can't edit live, and I'm not going to. I mean, that's what makes me different from everybody else. That I'm not going to change who I am, what I am, how I do things for anybody else. And that's me. That's what differentiates me, is because you can edit all kinds of things and be clean and everything else, whereas I am what you get. And I love everybody, so it's all good, all good. Orlando, did you enjoy the show, the Night Jedi? I mean, I enjoyed it, and if you watched it all the way through, it came out pretty good. Um, what did you think of the? Huh?
He's in Australia. I don't think he got it fully released. They fully released it over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Orlando, does it go late that way? Once if it releases over here and then it's late over there? I should have thought about that because I didn't. I honestly, I didn't think about that. I really didn't, and I certainly apologize, man. I certainly apologize. Let's see here. It's tradition, of course. Bears, did you see the little thing about Jeff Dunham with the stores?
Okay, it is fully released. Yeah, don't worry. We don't need. I mean, the spoilers aren't really as bad. I mean, obviously, the good guys win. So. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Titan. Actually, Anthony sent me that, man. I've had this for a couple of years now, and um, it's probably been like what? Oh gosh, maybe 4 or 5 years now that Anthony has sent that to me, and Space Windu. Everybody knows him as Space Windu, and I love it too, man. I just haven't had a chance to really put it up with me being in the garage, but in here I set it up in here, and it really, it really looks good right there from where I'm at here in the dining room, and with a couple of sabers right behind me and stuff. So, oh, you watched the first episode last night? Well, we got a lot to talk about. So by the time you can, you know, uh, talking about the first part of it from the vision standpoint, and then we'll work our way down. So it's going to take a while. So we'll have a lot of fun talking about it though. Um, as far as we know, Kara's father didn't consider himself a Jedi. I mean, a traditional Jedi. He considered himself more of a sabersmith than a Jedi, more than anything else. Um, and when we see that they're after him, and Kara, the Kara is told by her father, "Hey, go take this to the Margrave. I'm sending you here." And when she sets onto that journey, um, she sees her father basically taken down, and she has no idea whether he was dead, whether he's alive, or anything at this point. So she is on her journey to get to the Margrave, and um, and we see that her father has given her all of these different lightsabers into the story, right? And so when you go into the story and you get and you follow Kara, and then she finally gets to meet all these other Alex, welcome, dude. And sorry about that. One of my daughters just walked in. I'm going about to avoid spoilers. Oh, okay. And then, never mind, dude. No worries, man. You have a great night too. Okay? Yeah, you can watch it later, bro. Definitely. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Alex in the house. And so again, we see Kara going and trying to get to the Markgrave. I don't think we've seen her in. Of course, I didn't rewatch any of the episodes in the Visions part, but we didn't see her open up the box and look at all the lightsabers until she actually was with the Margrave. But in those episodes, also, the Margrave didn't reveal himself right away.
Yeah.
And that was to make sure that anybody who was there was not going to be a Sith. But we find out that all of those people, almost every single one of those guys, except for two guys that end up being Sith or follow the Sith way.
Yeah. Hey, are you able to message KB or anyone to add? Like, cause
Yeah.
this is starting to become a little bit of a letdown.
Okay. Well, I mean, if it's a letdown, you can go. Not a problem. I can talk by myself.
Sorry, my bad. Sorry, my bad. It's not you. It's just
That's it. I mean, if it's a bummer for you, boy, step out, man. Not a problem.
yeah. You're good. Sorry, my bad. It was just had a lot riding on Randy joining us.
Yeah, no, I get it, dude. I understand. But, sometimes things happen, and that's what happens when you get on to life, bro. Not everybody can come on and when they're supposed to. And it's okay. I'm not worried about it, man. I'm not worried about it. Scott says, merchandising.
I mean, I could see Galaxy's Edge coming out with lightsaber parts for Savi's workshop based on the 9th Jedi series.
I do too, but I also see a lot of other companies starting to make all of the sabers that we see within the 9th Jedi. I think we're going to see a lot of those designs come out, and who comes out with them first, that's going to be a run. I think we're going to see a lot of competition to see who's going to get what out first.
Yeah, Galaxy Saber, I would say, was the most unique of what I've seen.
I really liked Judo's Master Saber. It looked pretty interesting.
Wait. Floating head. Gosh. Wait, who? Juro's Master? You mean the?
Not Juro's Master. Juro's Master. Him, Juro, and Carl's father, right?
Yeah.
Their master. If you watched in the night,
I watched it. Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty basic. I mean, with the little greeblies added, with the little hilt around it. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it looked like a traditional. I think they had it. If you looked at the shaft of it in the bottom half, it kind of looked like a traditional, almost like katana half, right? It was wrapped like in a katana style.
Yeah, and yeah.
Since I'm burnt out every week, hey guys, look, another version of it. It's exactly like everything else out there.
Yeah, I don't understand how they were able to do. I liked how they did with Margrave Juro's lightsaber with the Tsuba like that.
Oh yeah. And I was surprised. Actually, with the way the Margrave was announced, and then that suit that he came out of, I like that. I thought that was pretty ingenious, where he came out of that robot body like that, knowing that okay, he's still in that, and he knows. He must have already felt who were the Sith that were around, but he wanted to make sure that they revealed themselves before he came out.
Yeah, definitely.
And was pretty cool. I mean, I like the fact that he was testing everybody before he really revealed himself, and to find out whether he gave when those individuals got the sabers and they ignited the sabers, only to find out that the red blades came out. And Kara, I don't think she was really surprised, but the Margrave, he wasn't as surprised as you would think he would have been with all of the Sith there. I think he was expecting it. I think he was expecting those Sith to be there and to find who they are at that point in time. I wish we would have got to see him train Kara a little bit more than what we see within the show, though. I know we see him training her a little bit, but I think what we missed was just a little bit more of the training that he did with her in that amount of time, from visions to the Ninth Jedi itself, right? I think if we had seen what kind of training he gave her up to the point where she is now with the little training laser balls, and but throughout that whole series, she fights with herself of the understanding of the Force, because she hasn't grasped the connection of how to fully embrace the Force all the way through. And you see that progression as she goes, that she knows she's strong in the Force. I would kind of like compare her almost to Rey, but not quite. Well, what are your thoughts on that, Barris?
Start comparing Kara to Rey. I mean, I would. That's it. I mean, I would say it's a bit tricky considering how things go, but also you got to keep in mind that I would say people. I don't know. I mean, I would say both are very different characters altogether. I mean, Kara's not really overpowered, and I mean, it does show her training, and plus, I mean, we see her with the whole with learning how to use the lightsaber, and also with how she adapted her color with the connection to the Force, and she trained and built her way up to it, similar to just how Obi-Wan did during his Padawan seat. During his time in the Jedi Temple. The reason why he's such a great Jedi is because he actually put the work into it. I mean, it's not a matter of. I don't think that they would. Rey and Kara are definitely not the same as far as character development, but I wouldn't really judge it too harshly. I mean. Plus, I would say the entire story is pretty well balanced out.
I would say so also. I think it's very balanced out because, like I said, you really don't have anything that skews and doesn't require of where is this going? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole nother thing, Alex. I know. I understand. The similarities between Rey and Kara, what I was just trying to get at. I guess I'm not explaining myself that much. The similarities is that both of them had. Well, Rey didn't have an understanding of the Force itself right away. Kara had somewhat of an idea of the Force because of her father. And during the story time of each one of these ladies, okay, during the time and the story of each one of the ladies, Rey had to develop her skills without a master and kind of learn on her own, so to speak. Through Luke. At first, when she found Luke, she finally was able to learn through Luke. But before then, she had no master, so it was just basically instinct of what the Force was guiding her to do. So then you also had Kara, who her father was already a Jedi and teaching her without really letting her know that she was learning, the Jedi way, because he never considered himself a Jedi. He just considered himself the sabersmith. So she had really no understanding that it was the actual Jedi training that her dad provided for her, as she is a Padawan without being told she's a Padawan. Just a father-daughter type, scenario. And so, again, you, the similarities is each one of these ladies grew into their power, without knowing too much, and then learning to attune to it after a little bit and cultivate it to where you see each one of them now have a greater understanding on their own because they've had to do it themselves and to learn it themselves and to continue the learning without Luke, without her father, and Kara without her father. Meanwhile, we get the story, when Luke passes and Rey had to learn more stuff all by herself. And Kara's father, he goes away and Kara has to learn through the Margrave, but again, she still has to learn quite a few things that we see throughout the story on her own without the Margrave, because the Margrave, much like Luke, goes away, right? So they pass into the Force, and so only after then do we see that the strength of their abilities come out, and that's where I see the similarities come out with these two, right? And it's a common denominator, because if you have a master that stays with you, I don't think that you could fully grasp what you're learning until you're out on your own, much like a job, I mean, you get the skills, you learn the skills, but you won't learn anything really until you start doing it yourself. They can teach you all that and then it's up to you to do the rest. Mm-hmm. So that concept in itself makes it cool. And Kara, though, I really like how Kara really came to be strong, and let's see, right after we see, I would say, what is it, the second, I think it's the second episode, where we see her and the Margrave really training with the saber, and she is learning to use the Force and the saber much like Luke did, right, with the blast shield, and she's got I guess the helmet or whatever it is, and so she's learning. And later on down the show, she's had to use that particular training scenario to fight some bounty hunters. If you realize that little scenario right there where she's fighting the bounty hunters, is a pivot point for her too, in what she learned and what she's trained for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also find fascinating how at the end there was she basically did a thing where it was similar to Tricata, but it wasn't Tricata.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it shows a level of mastery, which honestly, that was just incredible.
Do you think that Jiro considered himself almost like a stepdad to Kara?
I mean, I mean, she. I would say more of an uncle.
More of an uncle.
Yeah, especially in this
You,
time.
I would say so, and because they called the each of the friends Jiro, um, and those other guys. There was three of them, right? There was Jiro and um, oh shoot, what's his name? The short dude with the long beard. Um,
Uh, hold on.
uh, my goodness. And then Carl's father. There was three of them that they called each other brother because they studied under the same master. Well, and then the girl, right? The lady that was talked to Carl after a while.
Hold on. I'm looking. I'm looking. Ugh, fuck. It was
When you look at the characters of
yes,
the night.
I am. Let's see. Okay, found it. Sorry. It was by ugh, it's annoying.
Okay, so
I'll find it. I know who it is. I can find it.
okay. Margaret Judo, former Jedi.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, hold on. It's Quana.
Quana. Okay.
He's voiced by Ken Jeong. He's voiced by
Now,
Ken Jeong. I know because it's the same voice actor who did who did Commander Sato and Rebels and a few other characters. Really great voice actor.
okay, so let me see here. And Ethan was the younger Padawan learner, right? The younger boy with the little droid.
No, that's just with our Ethan's just the guy with the cyan saber that came with the original Jedi first.
Well, I thought that was him, but he's the one that had like the little yellow droid that went.
Four nines came with Kara.
Mm. Oh, okay. He just went with Ethan later on.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So I'm getting that a little confused there. My bad. No, Ethan though he played a very interesting role because uh he actually came into his own. He got a little bit braver throughout each episode that he came in under. And
Yeah.
at first, and even though like when we saw him in Visions, the first time we saw him in Visions, he was more like a scared little boy after getting into seeing all these Sith around, and
Yeah.
rightfully so because he had no idea of how to really portray and use the Force,
Yeah.
and he didn't understand any of it. And he just like, I'm here and I want to help. And is that the son of Skywalker Saber that you have in
No,
there?
no, this is Jaina's lightsaber.
Oh, Janus. Okay.
I wanted to show this to when Randy comes on, but
Well, you can still show it if he comes on. We don't what you know we don't know what happened. So, he may be able to come on, he may not. So things happen unless he forgot. Okay, so again, going back to, let's see, I would say, well, let's talk a little bit about the Margrave. I mean, he was so calm and cool and collected through the whole thing. You really get a sense of how much mastery that he had through the Force, and his lightsaber itself though was pretty basic. I mean, in terms of what he what he yielded.
Yeah.
Um,
Like,
a lot of the ones that I saw though are the. I'm trying to think that with all the lightsabers there were the basic designs were very almost similar except for the emitters. Most of them were very similar. You didn't see a whole lot of difference in the shafts and the pommels. I mean, you saw very little difference within all of those. What I did like in those lightsabers, though, I really enjoy Kara's lightsaber in terms of the flip switch of the ignition. I thought that was an interesting concept, right?
yeah.
Where it would either flip up or she'd flip it down to turn it up, turn it off.
Nawam's
And
like Nawam's lightsaber as well.
mm-hmm. And then they both had the silver blade. Um,
Yeah. My guess is that, well, from the show, it says the blade changes depending on the person's emotions. Uh,
mm-hmm.
so, I mean, personally, I thought it was interesting how they decided to incorporate a Great Jedi showing of it.
Right.
Yeah,
I was, but that was a very good perspective though, because you could see the amount of emotions that flowed and the amount of emotions that were changing the blade color each and every time.
hmm
Uh, Kara had a very hard time uh, distinguishing her anger
especially
or
after Juro was cut down.
yeah,
Spoiler alert!
Mills and Mills, Mozart. Snuck away for a minute or two. Get it, buddy, get it. Regarding the two order 60 fans, what? Off topic, if time permits, what are people's opinions regarding the two order 66 fan films?
Oh yeah, I saw that. The the AI thing from what was it? From Star Wars Tales Untold. I think, listen, AI is the way it is the future, and it's coming to a point where we need to recognize it. Now, do I necessarily agree with a lot of the AI stuff? No, I do not. I think that if you're going to use AI, you need to do it properly. But I think that this is actually what they're making is actually pretty decent. So I think people just need to quote Zombieland, nut up or shut up. Yeah. I mean, look, I think that it has potential. I just think that when it comes to AI, a little more human intervention is needed to get it even better, especially when it comes to the saber movements and the random blockiness of the movements when it comes to the lightsaber choreography. Otherwise, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's getting better every day. And I think that people just need to accept that AI is going to be a more prominent usage of it. Now, when it comes to using it with permissions, that's a whole nother topic. But I think that right now, with with how they're doing it, I think that Star Wars Tales Untold is definitely getting on a correct path towards it.
Yeah, as long as it's used properly, but I don't know. I mean, that's a hard thing, that, because
Getting
it
better.
does take, it is, but at the same time, it takes away from, the original person who would do something like this. You know what I mean? And if it's gonna take away the likeness of that person, that's a little hard because then they don't get credit for it.
Yeah.
Also, you want, I mean, because actors, the only thing that, the biggest thing for me is that for the actors that are doing the voiceovers and so forth, but when you have an AI and then they stop using permission to use the likeness of that actor or that actress, and they continue on with stuff that the company makes money for that particular show or whatever. But the actor and the actress that loses money when they use their likeness and they're not getting paid for their voice or their acting ability that went into this AI generated thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I will say that, like for example, in the recent one that I was mentioning by Star Wars Tales Untold, it shows Keller and Beck, i.e., uh, in Ahmed Best. Now, I mean, I didn't get to meet him at in Knoxville, but I would think that he might have a thing or two to say about that. I mean, he would admit it. Yeah, he'd probably admit that it looks pretty cool, but he just think that it just. I mean, it all depends, really.
Yeah, it all depends. I mean, that's true. Can't, you know, we'll go with that. It all depends. And it's, I mean, there's not, don't get me wrong, there's some good stuff that is coming out of it. I mean, things are getting better. And we see that on YouTube videos. We see that on different things, right? Um, and it's there's a lot of good things, but there's a lot of bad things too. It's kind of 50-50, like you said. But I think things will continue to get better if they properly do not take the likeness out of the original people and just kind of shaft them. That's the biggest thing. If AI is going to be using the likeness and they're going to make money off that, then they need to give the royalties to that actor or actress, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I saw the trailer before I came and it got me really inspired. Mashup, lightsaber, scrap build, and I want to do cues, loops. Oh yeah, dude, for sure, Alex. Like I said, I think there's gonna be a lot of mashups and a lot of different new designs coming out, especially now with the Ninth Jedi that we saw. It's gonna be interesting. Felicia in the house.
I would
It's
argue
like
that Starfall Sabers could be the one to do it.
too. Juro's Hill was sick, dude. And I actually think that Kara's Hill was pretty sick. Um, Really interesting design. And I'm pretty sure, and I like the fact and the concept that you can use with the sliding power button. Now, I think we're gonna be seeing some of that come out pretty soon if we haven't already seen it.
I think the sliding button is a good idea. Um, it's similar to how KR Sabers and Elf Sabers did with their Ray Scavenger hilt with the flicking mechanism. Um, it could, which works. It's just making sure that it all works with that sort of thing.
Yeah, and wasn't Ezra's um, first? Well, not the blaster one, but the second hit
Yeah,
had that.
with that one, it was more of a push down plunger.
Mm-hmm.
On 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 the ones we see today. like for example, the one by Nexus, it uses a push down. You flip it and it pushes down on the plunger with it.
Yeah, I don't, but I wonder. I mean, that's gonna be. I can picture a saber in my head right now, utilizing that slide power on. Right, KB's in the house. All right, KB, what up?
Oh, KB, finally! I was getting lonely. No offense, Mundo.
Ho ho ho! No offense. Lonely? My goodness.
What? Three's a crowd.
Three's Company? I can't hear you. Let's see, KB, can you hear me? I can't hear KB. He might have to go out and come back in.
Yeah. Drop me to backstage real quick. He's sorting out his audio.
Oh, okay, okay. Then we'll just leave him where he's at right there. And then he'll come in when he gets his audio fixed up and everything else like that. All right. Let me see. Let's go on to. Well, there's certainly. Okay, in Visions, I'm getting lost here, but in Visions, did we see those bounty hunters come and take Carl's father out?
Yes.
Or was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're the ones that captured him, and then at that point we did not see.
I think I like it how they were able to how one of them finally realized that his job, that his work just wasn't he just wasn't liking what he was doing, and then decided to just come and work with them towards the end.
Yeah, and I think Cora is the one that really convinced him to fight for something that's worth fighting for, instead of just fighting and getting paid for it. He's like, oh, KB is here.
Yo.
Woo!
Hey, KB, how are you, man?
DG is in the house.
I'm dog tired.
What'd you do? Did you go fight before you came on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I had some good matches.
Well, it looks like you got the crap kicked out of you, which I mean, it is Saber Legion or similar to what we're doing, yeah. So.
Mm-hmm.
Man, okay. So, KB, what did you think of the Night Jedi?
Peak. For me, it was peak. I like what they did with the lightsaber lore and how crystals function. I actually prefer that a lot better to how it is in canon, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the addition of that silver blade.
Oh, absolutely. That was just.
There's already been talk on the lightsaber pages about how to recreate. About how to recreate the silver blade using a silicone in like a silicone coating, like a wrapping inside under the over the pixels or something.
I mean, if they're doing it pixel, it would still just be white.
Well, no, but there is a way to do it where it's like for example, from Custom Saber Shop, their battle blades, for example, I'm looking at complete baselet blades, 1 inch. Yeah, there's their Korbanth style blades. You know, the ones where it looks like there's a core on the inside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically that same appliance, but put in a NeoPixel blade.
I'm down. I wonder how much they're going to price it for.
Well, I would argue that since a baselet blade with that Korbanth style from is usually around 28 $28.54. I would argue that, well, unfortunately, it's out of product. So,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately, it all comes down to just what exactly you're. I mean, maybe somewhere between 85 to 115.
Yeah, I don't see it being any more than your standard pixel blade.
Yeah.
Katie, what were your thoughts on the sabers that we saw in the Ninth Jedi?
Oh, I love them. Absolutely. I have a little bit of issue with Kara's design. Only on the clip. I like the concept. They took that from Rey. But her clip is a little too bulky, in my opinion. It's a little too big for how they use the sabers.
I would argue that was a choice on the animator's part. When it comes to
I think too.
and replicating it in real world, I think it becomes a little bit better.
Yeah, I can see it being a little sleeker IRL. But it was definitely a design choice for the animators.
No, I mean, I can actually see if the spring portion, if it comes to real world, right? If it comes to real world, I can see that maybe the switch, instead of it being like a flip switch, up and down, that flip switch will be basically a spring press touching a SMD button on the inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? I think so. You would depress, huh?
I would imagine it functions just like Ezra and Sabine's.
Yeah, I could see that.
I would see that being any type of a different switch setup, except for it's a downward switch rather than a sideways one.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I was having issues with my Jason. It kept on spasming out every time I would twist on, like flash, 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 and I had to calibrate the decibel volumes, and I think I found the proper volume setting at 1600 with the volume menu taken down by 2 or 3 clicks.
Oh, it's definitely loud enough.
Sorry, my bad.
Hey, do you think we're going to start seeing an influx of the designs from the Ninth Jedi coming in? You think there's going to be that race to see who gets out? The Margraves, the Juros, and the rest of them that we see, all of those designs, do you see that we're going to have a race to get those out?
I don't think we'll have a race.
I mean, as far as the sound font race, Juan Sith won that race this weekend because he's already.
Oh yeah, I saw it yesterday that he already pulled it out. That was quick. I'm all like, damn, that was fast.
Yeah, and today he released Genos, B2s. Let's see. Today he released Genos, Juros, and Betos. And Karwa and Naram's was yesterday. And he's got more still coming too, he told me. But I am certain that Jesse will pull out some great ones as well.
Oh yeah. Jesse's definitely gonna have a bundle.
Yeah.
If anything. Probably gonna have an included blade. Maybe an included blade style?
I would like that, especially with, and I'm sure that he will he's either one of them is working with FET 263 because they did that, especially with the moving from silver to from the color to silver and back again and whatnot. And plus, the cool thing is that you can use this. You can use the Margrave and Kara's blade style from Fet 263 on these new fonts too.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the actual hilt designs. I
agree. I agree with you.
The hilt designs.
I don't see it being a race because if we're actually being honest, a lot of our saber makers aren't really fans of the new stuff at all, even though there's a lot of popularity demand for it. They still ain't fans of the new stuff. So I don't see it being a race. I see it being one or two.
More like a reluctant. I will say Geno's lightsaber, the Sith, in the series, looks really cool. The one with that shroud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah, it actually reminded me of Starkillers, honestly.
You mean the Sith Stalker lightsaber?
No, the promo art one.
Oh, I would. Well, here's the thing, though, is that with Geno's, it looks like it has like a guard over it.
Which,
like an ornate guard. Huh?
I don't see that being a bad thing.
Oh no, I don't see it as a bad thing either. I'm just
Margrave's had his had like a Suba venting on his.
Yeah, I like that. It was almost like the Halo ring, right? It was almost like a Halo ring when you see it lit. So it was kind of like the plasma Suba, so to speak.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which that I can see being part of a bundle. I mean, that's kind of easy to do with a polycarb Suba. Just put a pixel ring in it. It's been done to a degree. The only thing I kind of fear for that one is the durability, because somebody, because of the designs for them, you already know somebody gonna get to fighting with it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it comes out durable. That's all I'm hoping. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I pulled up some of the concept art. Cars definitely took some inspiration from the Starkiller V2, especially in the emitter section.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, a little bit of Starkiller, a little bit of Ray, and a little bit of I would say was another mashup was the concept that you see of Ezra's second saber, as far as the up and down type
switch. Yeah,
switch.
I would say a little bit of Obi-Wan inspiration on the pommel. Just minus the blocks.
What's the interesting thing is that if you look at some of the lightsaber, like random lightsabers that are from, for example, from Nexus, like you could almost start customizing it to make it look like something from the Ninth Jedi. A good example would be, give me a second, I'm trying to find it.
The long switch looks very easy to do, because that one's just a straight up light switch. It's that Ito wrap that really brings it together. That thing,
Yeah, I mean that's just sick. And I think he got that where, because you see Juro's master with that Ito wrap as well.
Yeah,
that's the same saber. No,
is it?
It looks like it. It looks like it. I'm saying that
Noam took that one. In the
Yeah.
show, Milan took the deceased master's saber without anybody
Yeah,
knowing.
yeah. But basically, something like this is a good starting point.
You got a share screen?
Yeah, I shared it. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Like this is a good starting point.
I can see that. I can see that being a good base with some wrapping.
And then like something like this, or even this.
I think it would be closer to that as a base, especially
Yeah.
for
Didn't
yeah.
didn't Carlos emitter have like a little split in it, and so you would see like. And which saber? I'm trying to think of which saber that we see that has the split, emitter in there. Damn, I can't remember who it was by.
Well, you actually got two for
Oh,
Kara's
sorry.
emitter. For Kara's emitter, you got two inspirations: Venzalo and Starkiller, V2.
Sorry, I connected myself. Bleh. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I accidentally disconnected myself there.
Sorry
About that.
I got a screen share.
Myself.
So here we go, Kara's.
Okay, so yeah, we see up in the emitter that and that almost kind of looked like. See the split up at the top, but also you have that
Here's the
90
split.
degree.
It's like it's like a shroud, but
Yeah.
the design could definitely be removable from
Mm-hmm.
because the emitter cup itself actually slides into it. You see this little nubbin? There's your retention screw.
Yeah, that would actually work. Also, the way they do the way that the blade that you can clip it onto your belt is very nice.
Yeah. I would definitely like to see it be a little more flush, more durable than what we've had in prop making. Because like this would fully be another aluminum piece, wouldn't be plastic. A little more flush, so you can like comfortably hold it in two hands without it like poking in your fingers or getting caught on anything.
But you could also do like that leather leather wrap, but the one that you can just slide onto it, right? That we've seen with some of these companies make that you just slide onto the wrap. I mean the leather's already wrapped. It goes over like the sleeve.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about with Juros. You see, we got the halo ring
Yeah.
and the venting right here.
Yeah, Juros
is incredibly doable because the pommel is basically what we saw Bear show us for that last Nexus one, and then you just got an exposed emitter.
I mean,
Polycarbon.
I would argue that that Starfall Sabers could like do a series on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see another Starfall.
Yeah, I can see him do it.
And then we got the Wams.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah, see,
This, in my
when I
opinion, is
said
the
Nawam-
simplest.
That one. It's basic.
It's super basic. Like you got basically a light switch for your activation switch,
Mm-hmm.
which can you can use the same function as you would for the Graflex, the button on the side. Due to your aux and main, then you got a regular Etorette. The only gripe would be there's no belt hanger.
Well, that's the thing. With a saber like that, you just have to. You just need to be creative about it. Improvise it.
I could see there being a flush.
Randy's in the house. How you doing, Randy?
How you doing?
Good. Welcome to the show, my friend.
What's up, Randy?
Hey, how you been? Who's all here? Do I know everybody?
Well,
Okay.
you've spoken with me a few times. Bereslavovitz, pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yep, nice to meet you.
I am KB.
Miss KB, and I am the host of the show, Mundo, and we're from Korbanth Sabers. If you're familiar with Space Windu, Anthony Lagapa, he has graciously allowed me to run the show. So, welcome, and I am honored that you are here on the show with us.
Well, thank you for inviting. I appreciate talking.
Anytime. I mean, it's like I have seen a lot of. As a matter of fact, I was on your website today and looking at all the sabers, and I was reading up on some of your stuff, and it was like, oh my god, just look at the designs on here, and in a rat race world, and you've managed to do this for 20 plus years. It's just nothing short of amazing. And the time that we've seen the technology from what it went back in when I started the hobby was back in 2017, and in that time there was very little of what's going on now as far as technology wise, because it was much tougher to try to get everything working, and the neopixels that we have elevated everything. But at the same time, it was just almost like, oh my god, from having to what Space Windu did with the LEDs to the neopixels, and then the amount of creativity it took to create character-based hilts as well. When you started your journey on creating character hilts, the fandom that was there, did it elevate exponentially when you started creating the hilts?
Well, I have such a long. It would take hours.
He's cutting out. Randy, you're cutting out.
Let me go to another area, so I'll have better reception. Okay.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Hey, Mundo, it might be because it might be interference from your end.
My end.
Open mic. He's on speaker.
Hmm.
The speaker on
Hold
the
on.
phone will cut out.
Maybe this better. Does this work out a little better?
Oh yeah, much better. And now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mute myself while you're talking. Okay.
Okay. I was just going to say that, I do have a long history of being in the Star Wars area. I sold my first set of props back in the year 2000 when I joined the 501st. I was doing it just because I wanted to help other people get stuff. And then, we would make all kinds of things, R2D2s, helmets, models. And then I met up with a dude named Jeff Parks. I don't know if a lot of people have heard that name anymore. I mean, he used to be a big deal, back.
Oh, we still talk about him. We still talk about him.
Yeah. And so he was really one of the pioneers of designing lightsabers. I mean, obviously there were other people doing them back in those days, but during that time he was designing lightsabers, making them in his own metal shop in Central Texas where he lives. And I started buying lightsabers really just for my own collection at first, and then he was selling them all to me so that I could then resell them for people who wanted them, because I guess Jeff Parks was not the easiest person to get along with. He doesn't have the best reputation for being a nice person. So people would rather buy them through me as a middleman than buy them from him directly. So that was kind of where it all started. And then I guess for about 7 years. That was all I sold, was empty lightsabers. And I had about 7 or 8 gigantic racks full of product. And so that was kind of like where I started. And like basically what I used to sell in the beginning was Park Sabers lightsabers, and my name on the boards was Korbanth. So people would say, "Yeah, look, I got this brand new Graflex or an MPP lightsaber," and they say, "Where'd you get it?" Well, most of the time, people didn't even know it came from Parks. They just knew it came from me, so they just called it a Korbanth Saber. And I just told people, no, I'm just the middle guy. I don't make them. I'm not a machine shop. I mean, I have some skills, but not much in the lightsaber area. But selling Parks lightsabers for him grew and grew until eventually I thought I could just kind of do things on my own without him, and he was kind of getting out of it. So you're right. I've been around lightsabers for a long time, and I remember 2017, 2018 time periods when RGB was the bomb. Like, wow, look at this, it lights up. And so, and then of course, I don't know exactly when NeoPixel kind of first happened, or maybe around 2018, 2019. You think?
Right before COVID.
Yeah, yeah, about 2018.
I remember showing off NeoPixel demonstrations, sitting on my carpet in the half lit room and watching them light up, and just people lost their ever mind on how cool these were. And so we just kept on going. We kept on going. Um, and Making Canon lightsabers has always been a passion for me and my group. And so I don't know where eventually things will get even better, because everything has to evolve eventually.
Well,
So
I will say, sir, that your recent additions with Elf Sabers and the collaborations you've done to create hilts from Legends has really brought about a part of the fan base that has been talking about it for years. And I mean, Ulaquel Droma, that's a character that that people talk about but not really discuss. Like, I mean, on channels like Stupendous Wave, Geetsley, and Generation Tech, they talk about him, but to actually have his lightsaber fully made like that, it's something that not many hilt makers have attempted. And even when they do, there's sometimes an issue with it involving the parts and whatnot. So it's amazing to finally see that hilt get the love and respect that it deserves.
and a lot of the sabers, the ones that you've never seen before. I mean, I remember 20 some years ago reading Tales of the Jedi Dark Horse comics. I remember reading it, you know, Ulic Queldroma, Exar Kun. They were interesting characters. They never did a whole lot for me. I always liked all the characters from all the films and shows and movies. But when you go back and you look at Exar Kun, Ulic, I only really kind of made them because someone who works for me, who's a great saber designer, said, "Hey, let me show you this one lightsaber. Do you want me to design it?" And I said, I looked at it and I said, "That is pretty awesome shape. It's cool. I've never seen anybody do it before. I mean, I'm sure there's someone out there who's made a one-off, but it's a lot of fun to go back and find the ones that are just not available and make them so that people can have them for their collection."
Plus, it's difficult, especially with Tales of the Jedi and the KOTOR series, because they're in KOTOR, for example, the closest thing we get to seeing characters with their lightsabers is the Revan Sith lightsaber. That's the basic design that we see all throughout KOTOR. And right. I would say that, and maybe Bastila's and being like that. So basically, you guys, Randy, you basically helped bring those to life and add a little bit of aesthetic to it.
Well, I'm glad to be able to do it. I do it because it pleases myself, and if it pleases other people, that's a bonus, man. I don't do this for the money. I mean, making some money on the side helps me to continue to bring more things, but this has been I love so much what I do. I love it. And they say when you love what you do, you don't feel like you ever work. And so, my shop and my I guess you could say my warehouse is on site at my home. So whenever I feel like, hey, it's time to get up and go do some work, I just go work, and it makes a couple of guys who are awesome installers who really know their stuff. They work for me, and we got a designer who knows how to install or design different lightsaber hilts. Um, it's just, if it hadn't been for so many lightsaber sellers now out there, I would be able to create and offer more. But it gets to the point where there's a limited amount of people's saber dollars that people have, and when it gets spread all over the place, it makes it harder to offer something because I can't really. It used to be that when my factory I worked with, they would say, "Well, we'd like to see a minimum of 75 units," and that used to never be hard. Except nowadays, with there's so much competition out there, so many people trying to steal away the marketing dollars and the saber dollars. Sometimes I have to make smaller runs, but at least I can do that. At least I can continue, and I love it.
Well, I could definitely say that my hope is to definitely get a new look called Droma lightsaber. After May the 4th, I've had to take a step back and just breathe a bit, but I definitely want to get that saber.
Oh yeah, no problem, no problem. I know we have there's another lightsaber that's going to be coming out in most likely early September, and I'm going to tell you what it is, so you guys get the first sneak peek of this.
Really?
Oh, we got an exclusive.
You're going
Let's
to
go.
the very first guys who are going to hear of this saber. Now, it's either going to make you over the moon or wah, wah, you don't care. But I tell you what it is. It's Tulak Horde. Have you heard of that? Have you heard of Tulak?
Yeah.
So, wow.
Oh,
Wow.
oh,
I'll show it to you.
Oh
You
my
said
gosh, he's showing it to us. He's showing it to us. Wow.
We got an exclusive, everybody. We got an exclusive only here on Saber Talk. An exclusive.
Now, this
Oh.
is so it's not finished yet. So
Yeah.
don't looking at it. But this is the Tulak Horde.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
A leather wrap right about here. So it will be wrapped.
Wow.
How big this is.
That definitely.
Amazing. Amazing. Oh my.
Oh,
Look at that. Oh my God.
Are you familiar with?
Yeah, he's a Sith Lord that's considered one of the best lightsaber duelists ever.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
oh.
We have these ready to go. The ones when they come from our factory will have the leather wrapping on here, so they're going to look pretty nice.
Okay, and the activation is that red button, right?
Wow.
This is the activation.
And is it 7/8 or 1 inch?
I think this one's 7/8 blade.
Oh wow. You know, I mean, I prefer my 1 inch blades because you get to whack them with it, but in this case, I think I can make an exception.
It looks like a 1 inch from here, anyway.
Rich is in the chat.
Oh my god, it is. I'm sorry for fanboying so hard. This is so gorgeous.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
I think me and Barris are both having a fanboy moment.
It was made the Tulak Horde.
Oh my gosh.
Is that the bottom jewel? Is that emissive?
Dude, that is so gorgeous.
Yes!
Part of the
That
same.
is gorgeous. Oh my god. Look at that.
So it just has right now. We just have a red font on it, but it's beautiful, huh?
No, it's
Oh my lord!
Okay.
Oh, that is just amazing. I'm just at a loss for words. I mean, that is just wow.
you'll forgive me if I go blabbering about this, will you?
Oh,
Well, yeah.
you and I are going to be talking about this whole week, dude.
It's going to be released in the first 2 weeks in September, so it's coming. It's coming out. We got them all in now, and this was
Oh my god.
um. There's another one we're going to be doing too. You guys will hear about this one. This will be later September. It's the Ezra Blaster Saber. You know, the one where he
Oh, the
has
Blicky 9000?
blaster. Looks like
Okay.
a pistol as well as a lightsaber. You remember that one?
Yeah, I know.
Definitely.
John
know-
is in the
So
house.
far, I know only two saber companies that have been able to replicate it. There's the one by Nexus, and then there's the one that Ultimate Works has done. Ultra Sabers we put over there. They do not count.
Right.
Mm-mm.
What's up, John?
Oh my gosh, but yeah, that would be amazing. I would love to see. I have Sabine's / Ezra's third saber from the Ahsoka show, so and his third one. So it'd be nice to finally get my hands on the first one.
Well, we put a lot of time into it and effort, and the nice thing about it is, if it goes as well as we hope, which we're working towards, it'll have two buttons. One button will light up the blade, and the other button will do the pew pew. So we can hopefully make it a blaster, blaster pistol making sounds. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
And the other one that we're going to have coming out in October. This one is. Are you familiar with, in the Star Wars, the old Republic time period? They had a lightsaber called Arcan and Thexan. They were the two brothers.
Yeah.
Ain't another one?
Are you doing another version of it?
So no, not another version. We still have the Thexan and the Arcan that'll come out. But how familiar are you with the sister and the father of Arcan and Thexan?
Yeah, Valkorian and Valen. I know that Jawa's Junkyard did a Valen.
Right, but it was too short. We got some details from one of the guys who works for BioWare, who works in that territory, and
Oh my gosh.
that one's going to be true longer, and it's going to be I guess the name of it will be, because I guess Arcan and Thexan's dad or father was named Valkorian.
Yeah.
And he was I guess he lived to be like 1,000 years old, and he was a Sith emperor.
Yes.
Mhm.
Basically, Valkorian was originally just a regular man, and his spirit was taken over by the Sith Emperor Tenebrae Vitiate.
Right.
So basically, Valkorian became a meat puppet.
Right. He's lived several lives, hasn't he? He's been several people.
Yeah.
Supposedly has a design of a lightsaber that will have multiple colors, gray, black, gold, chrome. And so we got it designed, and I guess it'll be called he gave it to his daughter Valen, right? The which is the sister to Arcan and Thexan, and then she used it for a while. But so I can't think. I'm trying to think of the best name for the saber, and the best name I could come up with so far is just call it Valen, the daughter of the Sith Emperor Valkorian. That would be the whole title.
We can you definitely workshop some names, because
Mm-hmm.
I would say Tortured Sister is a good one. If you remember the KOTOR trailer where she's where she's kept by the cultists on Nathema.
I actually like that one.
Um,
Yeah,
that'd be convenient. Or what about the V, just V daughter, or the V daughter?
Mm, I mean,
do you
hey,
think Balin would be still good to be in the title?
I would say I would say cautiously to not include any Star Wars character names in the title, because the last thing we want for any lightsaber company, especially you, Randy, is
Yeah,
for
we don't
Disney
want
to
to get
come
sued by the house
crash you
mouse.
down.
Yeah,
And look, Disney knows better than to pick a fight with the lightsaber industry, because what they look, if you,
They
the
need
ones
us.
the ones they have at Galaxy's Edge, if you want to collect, that's fine. But their electronics, terrible. And but if
They need us.
they declare on if Disney's lawyers were to declare war on you or any lightsaber company, they would be kicking up a hornet's nest that would.
It would eviscerate the entire company.
I want to tell you a story. A few years back, when I was at a convention, um, I had a gentleman approach me. He was dressed very nicely. He said he asked me who I was, and I told him. And he said, "You're the owner of Korbanth Sabers." I said, "Yes, you may call me Korbanth as well as Randy." And uh, he shook my hand and said, "I really love what you guys do here." And he told me his name, and he said, "I work for licensing in Lucasfilm. I work in their uh, made it sound like he was a lawyer." And of course, I got a little nervous. I thought, "Uh-oh, this is the day I've always dreaded, when they're going to tell me I can't do what I do." And he said to me, I told him, I said, "Oh, okay, so you're Lucasfilm and you represent Disney." He says, "Yeah, I do." And I said, uh, "Is what I'm doing okay?" And he said, "I will tell you that the things that you do, I know all about your company. I've watched you for years, and no, you're not in any trouble. You are one of the few people out there that do it the right way. I mean, you don't use images from the movie that are trademarked. You don't use names. I mean, we have learned that we can say something like Graflex, New Hope, and then put in parentheses, as inspired by Luke Skywalker. That magical word, by as inspired by, saves you from copyright.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
Because
That's
now
good
you're
to
claiming
know.
an inspiration rather than you're actually just making the thing.
Right. You said a little bit of an issue, but you call it whatever you call it, and then you say inspired by. And so that's fine. We are completely okay with that. And he said, and we appreciate what you do. You continue to stimulate Star Wars fandom. You keep things exciting, because I was doing this even in the 2 years, the 2000s, and in the early teens. And people, I said to Lucas, the guy from Lucasfilm, I said, "So what gets people in trouble?" And he says, "Well, we over at Lucasfilm, we monitor when uh, prop makers, Star Wars fans make things, but let's say they don't deliver, and you've seen out there prop makers that you give them money and they disappear on you. You never get your money for the prop you paid for." And of course, we've always been honest. We've always did what we say we're going to do. And he said to me, he goes, "We don't have any complaints about your company." I said, "Well, that's good, because we're honest." And he says, "Yeah." He said, "You know how many people, like say that a guy named Joe shows up and he takes money to make all these lightsabers for people and then disappears." He said people call into Lucasfilm and say, "Yeah, I just got robbed by this one guy." That's what gets them really upset, when uh, Star Wars fans get ripped off by people. So,
Yeah, there was
but
an issue. I'm sure you've heard about what happened with Electrum Sabers. And we talked with the guy, and what happened was it was just a series of spiral upon spirals that happened with who he was associating with, and it just
yeah,
collapsed in on him. And he makes great sabers, no doubt about it. The problem was just some of the people that he was working with just bulldozed him.
Oh yeah, yeah. How many times have you driven down the road and saw a business, maybe a restaurant, and you see it thriving? There's people there packed, and and they make great stuff, and and then one day you drive by and it's closed, and you say to yourself, "What happened? They were doing everything right." Well, sometimes you can, if you don't know what you're doing, you could mismanage your business, and one small error snowballs into the rest, and you're just, your throat's cut and you're out. So probably that's what happened with the other company you just mentioned. They may
Yeah,
have been.
totally agree.
Yeah.
And he also, and not to mention that he got, when he got shafted, and a lot of things that were stolen from him, having to try to recover and try to do the right thing, he just couldn't recover no matter how hard he tried and trying to get things out. But I honestly think that there was somebody that was working against him, either on the inside or whatever have you will, because when people didn't get things that they were supposed to get, and he's saying they sent them out but they never got them, you know um it makes it difficult, for somebody to say, well, I was supposed to get my saber but I never got it. Whereas the fact where he's saying, well, I sent it out to you, but how did you not get it? Of course, there's all kinds of factors with people stealing, porch pirates and so forth like that too. Um, and so, yeah, just one little micron of something that goes wrong, like you said, Randy, that could snowball into, this big rock. You start with a grain and it becomes a boulder.
You know, running a business looks easy, but sometimes it's not. And if you're not careful, a really good, wonderful business that provides great products can accidentally fall off a cliff. And that's always, you know, obviously you can tell I'm a little bit older and I've been doing this for a while. So, I've got some experience behind me, and I've loved Star Wars. I remember seeing Star Wars when I was 12 years old in 1977. Try to do the math on how old I am. So, um, again, I'm glad you guys are doing some things like this to get people to be able to talk about lightsabers, and I appreciate you guys letting me come in and talk about stuff, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Oh, you
lightsabers, really quick, the Collector's Outpost would like to see the Tula Horde one more time.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Well,
and Randy, do you have a favorite saber design?
believe it or not, favorite saber is the one from Ahsoka series. The guy with the beard, Balin.
Oh, Balin?
Two-bladed saber.
Maximum volume.
Hold on a second.
Exit volume menu.
Can we get a full shot of it?
Second. Let me put the blade in for you. All right, you ready?
Wow.
I don't have the blade retention screw in, so it's sort of blinking. What do you think?
That's just amazing. Oh my god.
Now remember, here will be the leather wrap, and it'll be the it'll be the wrap that's like the samurai sabers are, the crisscross wrap.
The Ito wrap? Yeah.
Yeah. I am so in mine. I'm so gonna weather the crap out of this thing.
I'm fanboying so bad right now. I'm so glad I can't be seen on camera.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to get a loan just to get one.
Yes, you can stick somebody with it. No, the production ones will be a lot less sharp.
Yeah, one of the things I do with my sabers is take some sandpaper and go over any sharp edges. Because Oh my god.
But I've been really excited about putting this one out. No one's really had a chance of putting out a really good two-lock cord saber yet.
Welcome,
Not
Chuck.
mostly it's because they just don't have the resources to do it, and and you guys basically you basically have broken the glass ceiling. And
I surround myself with very good talent. I my skills have always been in my life, in my lifetime, have been marketing and sales. So, I don't know how to install a lightsaber. I don't know how to design one, but if I get other people to help me, I can do all the rest and make sure that these get out into people. And and
real quick, I actually looked on the Star Wars Old Republic wiki page,
yeah.
and I found Tulak Hord's website. It's sold on the Cartel, the in-game store. Is it showing it? Okay, here. Basically, this is it right here. So, looking at it, Randy, you
Oh my
basically,
god, you made a faithful 1-to-1.
yeah.
Oh
Like
my
this-
lord.
I mean, almost to the T right there.
Yep.
Yeah, you definitely, whoever you were talking with at BioWare, like they really got it done well. Like,
Oh my lord.
Yeah, we have somebody over there who was able to send me over some CAD files and say if you follow these shapes, it'll look exactly the way that it was designed to look.
yeah, dude, I can see just it. I feel like this is the beginning of Korbanth being able to replicate lightsabers from SWOTOR. Like, there are so
Yeah.
many of those, so many lightsaber designs from SWOTOR that people would go gaga over.
Sure. And
They'd hawk a kidney for it,
oh
like
yeah,
Scott said.
want to make things that people like, and this was one of my personal favorites that I've been looking for a long time, and now I've got it, and
Yeah.
we're gonna do the Kylo concept Jedi killer, and I know it's been done a few times, but we have our own design being worked on right now. So, when you take some of these new ones we're doing, the Ezra Blaster, the Valkorian, the Tulak Horde, and of course the Jedi Killer. We've got a good rest of the year coming.
Yeah. One of the people that I've worked with, Juan Sith, he's been doing lightsaber fonts based off of Star Wars: The Old Republic, and he has done a Tulak Horde sound. So I'm not sure if you use Reavers, but if whatever you want to do with, but I'll send you a link later. But he's done some amazing sound fonts, and it's just I don't know what else I could say.
I'll ask him if he wants to share it with me, and sometimes I work deals with people, to get me one. I have one that's coming. I haven't heard it yet, but he emailed it to me today. He's over in Ireland. His his name, his website is Fellowship of the Nerds. Have you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we're
Luke
familiar.
Skywalker. I love that guy. I talk with him. I talk with him over Instagram. He's a really cool guy.
Yeah, he's been. If you notice a lot of his videos recently, he really likes us.
Yeah, I mean the discount you guys are using. I love him. Like seriously, I'm glad you guys are collaborating with that. Seriously, that's awesome.
He's been doing the research for me, which is great. When someone helps me out, I love it and I acknowledge them. He went and found some type of audiobook that chronicles some of the old Republic. I don't know which book it is, but he said, I found some dialogue on Tulak Horde from some audiobooks and some video games, some of the video.
I do know that in KOTOR, when you are playing as Revan and the Sith on Korban, you do encounter the spirit of him.
Yeah.
And I forget who, I'm pretty sure it was Tom Kane who did the voice acting.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. So I think right now I'm already going to have a really good two-lock font, and then if it was Juan Sith that we said.
Juan Sith, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once it, he's highly recommended. I mean, highly recommended.
I think I've interacted with him in the past, but it's been a while. It's been a while since we have. So, yeah, the right now our fonts are from Reaver's Arsenals, and they do a great job. They
Airman's
do
a great guy. I love him.
and we've been exploring the idea of something that's kind of crazy. So we've got about a library of almost 120 fonts.
Mhm.
Obviously you really don't want 120 fonts on a lightsaber. It just gets to be too much. But
No, even with the memory size of Profi.
you're right,
It's still
but nowadays there's been some new advances, some new features that allow you to, by the press of the button, by the way you press the button, maybe you press it twice, three times, and what it can do is it can advance. Let's make up a number. Let's say you got 50 fonts on a lightsaber, and when you first turn it on, it's going to display font 1, and then as you keep going down the fonts, pressing the button, when you get all the way to like 35, you're like, okay, I'm kind of tired. I want to go back to the original one. You probably have to turn it off and turn it back on. So sometimes that could be a big pain. But there are some of the new features now in the programming allows you to, by the way you click the button, you can go all the way to the end of the fonts. You can go forward by 10. You could go forward by 20. And
Okay.
the lightsaber, if you hold it up, it advances forward, and if you point the saber down, it advances the fonts back. I know that's not brand new, but we just started looking.
Yeah, it advances it. That's actually pretty creative. Huh.
So one of the things that we had done was we thought to ourselves, what keeps people from wanting there to be only 35 fonts, maybe 25 to 35? Well, it's because people don't want to sit there and push the button over and over and over to get back to font 1, right?
Yeah.
So with this new feature
Yeah,
of,
definitely for sure.
oh yeah, I know. I mean, I even have it to where, sometimes on some of my own personal sabers, although I know I can have tons of fonts on there, sometimes I just want one, the font of the character, so that I don't accidentally go past it. And I
yeah,
always
that's me.
blue, but we tried an experiment just to see how it would work. We put 97 fonts on a saber, and we started going through it, and we were experimenting with going from font 20 to 30 to 40, and then font 75, and then to the end, and then back. And I believe people were saying, yeah, that works. I'd love to have that many fonts on there because I have so much variety, as long as it's manageable and I can get to it. So we started. I can't remember the name of this font company out there. If I did and I said who it was, you would have heard of them. But I can't remember who it is. But they have a whole bunch of fonts that they allow people to use for free, and they're
Oh,
really.
Grayscale.
That's it. I knew if you said it, I would remember it.
Well, Grayscale does amazing fonts, and even his free stuff is incredible, and his paid fonts are good too.
And
Yeah.
so,
He thinks really outside the box.
oh
Yeah, he really
I really
does.
appreciate that.
I mean, absolutely amazing too.
yeah. So he to put about 20 of his fonts on our stuff going forward if we want to, and uh, they're very interesting types of blade style and color, and they're not basically your standard Star Wars blades, but they are
They're
fun.
still really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Jay DeLorean is another one that has been coming out with some really
Yeah.
original blade styles and font sounds.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Jada Lorian has done some amazing stuff.
And there's a guy on the community. His name is Nathan Donovan. He's been doing.
I know.
He does paste bin, and he basically creates blade styles that are basically replicated from the movies. Like, okay, here's my Jaina from you.
If you were dying of thirst on Tatooine, I wouldn't even spit on
Okay.
you.
Like, this is Mace Windu's episode 3, and like from what I see it,
Actually, the perfect
it's a little-
color shade.
Yeah, it's from a camera perspective. This is a perfect amethyst purple.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah,
is hard,
that's really Nathan.
very hard
It
to get.
is.
Yeah,
It is, and
the
that's Nathan's
rotoscope-
bag.
The rotoscope effect and the flicker blade helped create it to that. People don't realize that the rotoscope effect is what made the blades look as colorful as they did.
Yeah. There's so, you know, again, what's next? What is next for light up lightsabers? You know.
Well, there's what Hero Prop did with his with the gear extension thing that he did.
and
Mhm.
that we're working with him to try and see if when they're ready for release and ready for the public, we'll sell them when they're ready. They're not ready yet. They're still
I
cooking.
know, like those
Go
ge-
hero
the
prop.
the internal mechanisms are so valuable, like so timed. Like a German or Swiss watch, like they need to be absolutely perfect. Like,
And hero prop is it. They've been working on hard for a few years on it.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see when it's like fully ready for production. I can't wait. It's gonna revolutionize the entire industry.
it will. I mean, we have what we have right now. We love them. We say they're awesome, but yet I want more. I want something better. And you know, when we first saw on the Disney stage a year or two ago, when you saw where it actually traveled up out of the hilt and down, we've lost our minds, didn't we? And but the guy says, "Oh yeah, but you can't swing these around. You
it's
can't."
like, what's the point with a lightsaber if you can't whack people with them?
You can't even spin it.
And then
Yeah, I mean, if you can't swing it and spin it, it's not a saber.
one guy said to me, "Well, you should get them and sell them." I know the way you're doing that right there is wonderful. One guy said to me, "Well, buy those Hero Sabers and put them on the website, sell them now." And I said, "I'm a little nervous because although I got one in hand from the guy, they're beautiful, they look really cool, but I will tell you they're as delicate as an egg." And
Yeah. And he was using a KR Sabers graphics in them.
yeah,
like-
he was.
Yeah.
Like a good example of, like, I own some of the original like Master Replicas Force FX hilts.
Mhm.
Like those hilts, the size that they have would be perfect to house the electronics. They're a little bit thicker, not Ultra Sabers thick, but just the amount of thickness to where it could actually properly hold maybe the electronics. I don't know. I'm not an expert at the thing, but I just feel like it could be a lot better. It could work.
Yeah. So that we know that's the future. That's going to be the future. I don't know when that's going to be around, but for now, you know, we'll just keep working with what we have, and we've got. I think next year is going to be a really good year for Star Wars. I think it's going to keep getting better and better under the new leadership who's holding it. With all the regime changes that have happened in there last year, and now we have new people, I think they know what we all want. They know what the fans want, and it just got to give it time.
Speaking of
Yeah,
new
I
Star
think
Wars
that's a
stuff,
good.
yeah. Speaking of new Star Wars stuff, one of the conversations we were having before you came on was regarding the newest animated series based off of Star Wars Visions, The Ninth Jedi. Have you watched any of them yet?
Yep. Now, are there a few episodes, or there's just one?
It's the full season
it's
is out.
Full season. The full season came out last week.
It's eight episodes.
So I watched yesterday the first episode, and I've never been a giant Japanese animation lover. I did. They look pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
Have you
I've been
seen
into
any concept
manga
art?
a lot, I love the animation quite a bit. I mean, you know, if you watch, and I don't know, there's
I didn't
a
know you were into manga.
oh yeah, dude. If you watch one of my favorite anime movies is called Ninja Scroll, and if
Oh,
you
you know
watch that,
Ball.
you know, if you watch that particular movie, a lot of the aesthetics from what it is comes from a video game, and and uh and so, but the animation itself, the amount of detail that you see in there is absolutely incredible. And I guarantee you, artists and saber makers, if they were to watch it so carefully, I'm sure that we can see a lot of great hilts come out from that particular movie, simply because of not only some of the characters, but as well as their katanas, their swords, their staffs. I mean, so forth. And you know, along with other, you know, you got the Street Fighter type, you know, animation too, and then you have a bunch of other different kind of animations that come out. But through the years that I have been watching Japanese animation, it has only progressed to better and better and better and more fluid. Um, in terms of when you see each stage and each movement of the characters, everything becomes more fluent and fluid in the movements, and it's just wonderful to see. And I would love to see some more kind of lightsaber designs come out from these type of animation movies.
Sure.
And I think that would be a great rendition of the future that we will see in these lightsabers.
Yeah.
Right. Have you guys watched all the episodes then of that latest Japanese
I
anime?
did
have.
last week. I binged it in a day and a
Okay.
half.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not hard. It's not a hard binge at all.
Just-
Like John said, it's really not hard to watch.
Oh. This is pretty cool. I've never really been a fan of manga or Japanese animation. I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't like it. I do like it. I just never been where I must watch it. But um, the the lightsaber, I think you were showing it off when I came on, and that one is a pretty awesome looking saber.
Yeah, this is a one of your Korbanths. This is Jaina's lightsaber. I've also got Jason's here. And what I did was I had them sent to Mountain Sabers, and the core that the cores that he installed them with are the ones based off of what Tim from Tirfon Orbital made.
Sure.
Originally, it was a lock-in mechanism, but what he did was for Jaina's, it was just a simple, half chassis with the installation being at the top with the buttons here.
Right.
And then with Jason's, what he did was he did the interlocking mechanism because, it had to line up with the buttons here.
Sure.
And basically, because the chassis is flat, so what you have to do is be sure to line it up. But once it's properly lined up, it clicks into place. And when you move it around, it doesn't move.
Oh yeah.
So it's a locking mechanism.
Sure.
Sorry. See?
And I like that. I like that chassis that he made. We have one that's very similar, but it doesn't have as much decorative on the sides. Earlier,
Yeah, I like the way you do your chassis. They're simple and it's good with it. I think it's really nice.
when I first got online here, you guys were showing some renders or some pictures of the saber that's from the
Series, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I actually just found while we were talking, Starfall did an inspired version of Juros about 5 years ago.
Oh, do you have it?
See
Let's
if I
see
can
it.
show it. There we go. Oh, can I push it? No, I can't push it to from backstage.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah,
But I'll post the link in chat.
that's
It's
gonna
on
be
TikTok.
yeah.
But if any of you can get me some really good reference pictures, either from the show or anything that somebody else has done, I will see if I can start getting them kind of designed up, and maybe we can do a small run of those. I
I
think
know
that
that I know that of the sabers, I told this already. One of the sabers that I thought looked really nice was Genos, the Sith from it, and it looks good. I'm not sure how you would do the the guard there, but I mean, I think it could work. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time you could pull that off, I guess.
handguard on it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, those sabers, I mean, from the Ninth Jedi, they definitely seem a lot more basic. Like you could take like VH uh the variable hilt center system that from Nexus and even and just do it from there. But I definitely would prefer a more highly crafted version.
Yeah.
One
Like
one. Go ahead.
the concept art for all the sabers are online. At least 3 of them are on Reddit.
Oh,
Excuse me. But I can find I can actually find all of them for you and get them
Yeah.
to you as soon as possible.
You have it helps to make helps designers and artists and CAD designers to create something that people will say, this looks good, this looks like it's supposed to. I wanted to tell you guys about something that I heard um, about the new Ahsoka show that's coming out for season I think next year.
Yeah, early 2027.
There's there's 2 new lightsabers that are from characters that will only be in season 2. They weren't in season 1. I don't know much about the characters, like who they are, but I can tell you that I haven't seen the pictures. I've only had them, or I haven't seen pictures of the lightsabers. I've had them described to me, and they said something about picture holding a lightsaber handle, and half of it is actually levitating above the other half. So it's like a lightsaber where it's 2 halves of a metal rod that
Hmm.
attached.
That
And then
sounds like some like a Dathomir witch thing or something.
yeah, and
Hey Mundo, check your messages.
I will. Thank you. Check it. It was just going to say I've heard that they'll be unlike any lightsaber you've ever seen before in the season 2 of Ahsoka, and they, like I said, you hold it in your hand, and the upper part is not attached to the lower part. Like there's some kind of a force holding it up above, and then it has a blade that goes in, and of course I always said to myself, how would we be able to get those and make them and turn them into light up sabers? And they said it's going to be very hard.
I know in the Old Republic, I know in Star Wars: The Old Republic there was a there was a concept saber that you could buy off the market or from a tournament where it does something similar, where it's like where it's like a floating rocks around the hilt or something. But it sounds incredible though.
Yeah, I can't reveal the source of information on where I
No, of
learned.
course. But do you have any idea what the color? You said there were 2 lightsabers. What was the second one?
Well, from what I've been told by somebody who is working in the industry on the Ahsoka TV show, the season 2, said that there's 2 brand new characters, and I believe they're both evil. So they're probably similar to a Sith. And so I'm assuming they would have red bladed lightsabers, but their lightsabers are among something you've never seen before in a lightsaber. And I said, "Oh, that sounds awesome. That's a challenge to see if we can replicate that and make them light upable, you know?"
Well, the two halves floating part. I mean, I could see you could, there's the dark matter saber that Loretto Sabers did based off of uh, Star Wars: The Old Republic. You could, with the floating saber, do a thing where you do a small, like space using polycarbonate, like similar to what with the lightsaber blade use.
Yeah,
And
I remember.
yeah,
Maybe so. But when you start to see anything for Ahsoka season 2 come out, like any real trailers, and you see this lightsaber, you're gonna remember when I told you, watch for it. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to
oh
see
yeah.
it.
I do want to see if whether or not Ahsoka will rebuild her Shoto like what we saw in because it got destroyed at the end of season 1.
Yes, yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah.
About it. I don't have. I have friends on the inside there that are dealing with the Ahsoka season 2 series, but they're very tight-lipped right now.
Hey, I don't blame them. I fully respect the work that they are doing, and of course the fact that if they do talk, the mouse is going to get them, i.e. their NDAs. But but yeah,
The
no,
House of Mouse is notorious.
I appreciate their silence. I appreciate their hard work, and I appreciate the trust that they have given into you. And plus, even if we do go blabbering about it, it's not going to really like affect a wide stream audience. If anything, we're going to be anything we see is just going to be lost in the vapors of the internet, basically.
We're just describing some things we've heard that are coming down the road that are going to blow our minds, and that's enough for me knowing how
Yeah.
that's.
Definitely, yeah.
I see a lot of the people that are watching, and they say something, but it goes so fast they can't read it. So if people are asking questions, you'll have to ask.
My apologies. I'm trying to make sure that I get everybody in the chat, get them recognized and so forth. And, because I mean, I really don't want to take away from you as well either. So if you're willing to read, I can let them be on just a little bit longer on there. And so
We were
I want
actually
to see
just
how the
talking about
blade
that,
made
though.
with Drew.
Oh,
We were actually just talking about that.
the Supa.
Yeah, I can see that being done. It wouldn't activate like it would in the show, but it would be an extra polycarb Suba with a NeoPixel ring in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how I can
Rich
see it being done.
Sangillo says, what about the new Fallen Order hilts? Any previews of any of those hilts? I know in the past you've done some Jedi Fallen Order Cal Kestis sabers.
Right. So is the user who's asking the question referring to the third Fallen Jedi game that's coming out? What sabers will be in that?
I think
Maybe.
so, yeah.
I haven't seen or heard anybody talking about it yet. There again, I don't know when that's coming out. I kept hearing that the Fallen Jedi 3 was supposed to come out for this holiday season, but maybe it might get pushed to the middle of next year. That's why I keep saying next year is going to be really big for Star Wars because
Yeah,
the third, there's going to have new sabers in them because apparently there's a time jump, and Cal Kestis is a little bit older, and he's going to have a different lightsaber. And as soon as we see that, that's going to be a lot of fun to make.
I wonder if he's gonna have like Ezra's first. Now that he has a blaster stance, I wonder if he's gonna actually merge them like Ezra's first saber.
That would be interesting. That I could see that happening. One saber.
So that you can buy always take something so you can make a new one.
One saber that Korbanth could do with Elf sabers is Santari Kree's lightsaber. Nexus did one, and as far as I know, that is the only company that has replicated that saber. Basically, it's a Mace. It's basically styled off of Mace Windu's lightsaber. However, it's High Republic. It's more ornate. It's white with gold accents. It's a beautiful lightsaber.
Yeah, that sounds good. I believe it or not, some of the characters, I don't know who the characters are by name, but when I see an image, I remember seeing them. So I'm not really sure where that character where it was, but
Um, I will send you her. I will send you a picture, and I'll send you a picture of her lightsaber.
sure,
It's a very beautiful lightsaber. It just doesn't get that much attention.
sure.
Yeah, it's very elegant. I don't mind Nexus's version. However, they definitely missed some key details.
Yeah,
Which
and
I think Korbanth and Elf can really knock that one apart.
and you know there's Dagan Gera's lightsaber, which Jawa's Junkyard has done. Ultimate Works is done their own version of it, and they look amazing. And
I have the what is it, Gary?
Dagan Gera.
Dagan. Yeah, I call him Dagan. I have one of Jawa's Junkyard's installed version on my saber shelf.
Ooh, nice.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many cool ones out there, and then but so many to make, so little time, right?
No, yeah, and not much money to have in the bank to get them for.
Oh, I know. I'm like, oh my God, I have to sell my soul just to get one. Like, I'm so limited on funds, especially, having 2 kids in college right now. So it's like, man, I gotta figure out a way how to get, certain hilts. And I want to ask you though, Randy. I want to ask you, is there any plans to do any kind of like mashup type sabers? Like a Franken saber, so to speak, type, where you may pull some inspiration from 3 different hilts.
I get a lot of my inspiration from the customers. So since you guys are fans, if you were to offer me some suggestions, maybe through an image of something, it's always possible. If it's something, I mean, don't discount the power of a poll. You can put out a poll and say, if we made this, would you buy it? And we did that when about a year and a half ago when we did the Dark Ray concept staff.
Oh yeah, that was incredible. That thing is.
Put out a poll and said, "Hey, how many people would buy this?" And it ended up 75 people said they would, and we sold 50. So that worked out pretty well. It gave us, it allowed us to know, and we've done that in the past. So if you come up with a couple of great mashups, we could give it a name and make it a regular thing. Come out with one once a quarter. Even have people sort of vote on it and have people come up with their own ideas and then try and take some of the best ideas of what people have suggested. And that's always the winner, isn't it? This is what everybody likes.
Yeah. Oh, going back to the Valen lightsaber hilt you were talking about. I mean, we could also say psycho bitch, because she is very psycho.
Yeah. I don't know.
With you.
Have you seen her animation?
I don't know if we can get away with that, but yeah, it's a great concept.
Psycho witch.
Well, the only videos I've ever watched are the cinematic trailers where you see Arkan and his brother Thexan fighting, and then coming home to meet up with the old dad sitting on the throne, and one of the brothers says, "This is it. I'm finishing it. I'm taking over," and then the brothers start fighting.
I'll find a compilation of videos of Valen just acting crazy, and you'll understand why I suggested that name. Scott Carpenter in the chat, he asks regarding the passed over hilts from the Acolyte, because I'm not sure if you saw, but in the concept art for the Acolyte show, there were a lot of hilts that were designed, the concept hilts. Those things were amazing. Like, I mean, what we got from the High Republic comics, like these, like what the show should have gotten.
Yeah. I saved all those pictures. I saved all those concept Acolyte art. And yeah, they are really something I want to do. Anytime you pick something to do, in today's saber market, you have to be very careful on which ones you pick, because I could buy something that I think everybody wants and have it made, and I only sell 6, and then I have a whole bunch of them sitting on the shelf where that money could have been used to make something like this.
That is a fair point, especially with how the Acolyte ended up, depending on who you talk to.
I mean, I think the lightsabers in Acolyte, even the ones that came out in the show, were still pretty good looking. They look nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I would say, like for example, Indara's, give it a bit of weathering and it works really well. Soul's, Jekki's is hit or miss. The Stranger's
looks respectably Padawan.
Yeah.
Hers is definitely Padawan.
Oh, absolutely.
The Strangers, the work that that shadow foil props put into their version is just incredible. Even the version that Nexus came out with looks amazing, and that's giving credit to a Chinese factory for pulling off a Shoto hilt inside of a main hilt.
Right. We asked if we could get more of those, and I said, I think we're past Acolyte interest for a bit until something else happens.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I agree with John. He said today I feel like the saber joint overall has slowed down, so to make something feel to no one would buy, it
would be a waste
of money. It would be a waste of money if you make something that would end up just sit on your shelf.
Well, with with Tulak Horde's lightsaber like you have, it comes out perfectly with when the holidays come. And John mentions Devin's lightsaber.
Devin Maul, yeah.
Oh yeah, from the Maul animated show.
And Disney made a version, but it's not accurate. For example, it has a cover tech wheel when really it needs a D-ring.
Right. So
it has both actually.
Does it?
Oh, really? Yeah. I didn't see a cover tech wheel in the show.
It's that nubbin. You don't see it in actual in any of the actual action sequences because animation.
Okay.
When it comes to Devin's lightsaber, I thought it looked a little bit dull as far as the shape. And so it didn't call out to me that screamed it needed to be made, because I kept thinking, my gut tells me that one is just an average looking lightsaber, and a lot of people might pass on it if I offered it. So that's why I never did that one. But
yeah, the 11th Brothers lightsaber, which I mean, people have been talking about it since he appeared in Tales of the Jedi.
Right.
And there have been 3D rendered versions of it, and it looks, I mean, we already have a lot of Inquisitor hilts, ranging from the one we get from Nexus to HL Sabers to Ultimate Works, and even Elf Sabers. But the 11th Brothers lightsaber just looks.
Well, the 11th Brother production is already underway over at Elf to make this for us.
Yeah, nice. That's great.
I was about to say, story-wise, Crow's lightsaber is kind of crucial to how Ahsoka makes hers.
Well,
His crystal is who she takes.
No. That's 5th brother. That's
is it 5th?
No, 5th or 6th brother, I think.
Yeah, the 11th.
I thought it was the same. I thought it was the same guy.
Nope, different guy. Later down the storyline.
Okay. Was in the Maul animated show. I've already paid a designer to create it based on everything, all the reference, and we've already given it to Elf, and they're already have it in production. So I just had forgotten about it. Otherwise, I would have told you about that one. So the 11th Brother will be coming before the end of
That's
the year.
amazing. That's awesome.
Before the man, your final quarter is going to be amazing.
Yeah, we're. I'm keep thinking to myself, what are we going to make next year?
Well, if we get everything we are getting right now with Ahsoka season 2, I'm sure we'll be getting some incredible stuff. Like this is just wow.
Yeah. There was one feature we were toying with on the 11th Brother, and I would just make it too cheap, or would it make it exciting? Adding a small little part on the back, part of right in the middle, that allows you to hold it with your hand, and then you can like hold it, and you could twist it, and the thing would like helicopter.
Oh, so it wouldn't be powered by an electric motor like what we've been seeing from DIY saber makers.
Right.
Like that's, I
You would
think. Well, I will say you would definitely have to account for the wiring and make sure that it could be able to spin without having it interfere with the wiring in the main chassis.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. They're looking at. They asked me if I wanted that feature, and I said, I think it would be a great idea, because how many times in the animated version of the show did you see the 11th Brother make it like a helicopter blade? Or
No, Dave Filoni took off the helicopter blade thing because that was just a gimmick thing that just looked ridiculous in Rebels.
yeah.
Yeah, that never
That's what-
made any sense.
I mean, the spinning blade, we get it. It's a fear tactic thing. We get it. But the helicopter
but
thing,
it don't produce no drag or nothing.
but I will say that as far as what you're suggesting, it sounds like one of those old lightsaber toys that you would get from like Toys R Us or Target. And I think being able to put that type of mechanism into a high-end custom lightsaber, it does sound silly at first, but then when you realize you could be able to spin it not continuously, but to a point, I think it could work.
Yeah.
And not to mention, yeah. And I mean, it's not like you have a grasp thing where you grasp it spins, but it's just like a freewheel thing.
Okay.
But you would definitely need to account for the electronics and the wiring when putting it through.
Well, that's why I'm asking, because if you held it in front of you like a propeller on an airplane rather than a propeller on a helicopter, and you could twist the saber, you could move it so that it rotates like this. Would that be a feature that people would like to go out in the yard and have it moving around like not a helicopter blade, an airplane blade, but
Yeah, I would say that considering that people already try and spin it with their hands, I would say what you're suggesting would probably be the next best thing.
right.
Up until adding a motor that would basically require a big ass battery to put through.
Yep.
Now I've got a question for Randy here. Randy, have you actually y'all looked on to like Pinterest and looked up some of concept arts that they had, especially like what I was looking into. They're on Pinterest. It's their concept is from Deviant Art, and some of those concepts, in terms of the way the lightsaber looks aesthetically, is phenomenal. And then I'll show you one right here. That looks pretty cool for somebody to make something like that come out.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, nice one. That looks awesome.
And so I looked at some of the concepts on Pinterest, and I don't see too many hilts come out of concepts like this. And so this would be a way to go and look and get inspired, excuse me, to come out with some different kind of hilts, right?
I really
And I
like
don't
that.
know who. I think this one looks pretty
I
cool,
really like that one. I think that one would
right?
be a dope Korbanth drop if we can
Yeah,
find out who did it.
yeah, and it's on Pinterest. This is from Pinterest. And some of the concept arts that I've seen are from Deviant Art, and I would love to see some of those hilts come out.
You know, a lot of times I have reached out to the artists on Deviant Art and
Mm-hmm.
asked for their permission to use their design to make a lightsaber, and most of them
Mm-hmm.
say yes for asking. So
Yeah. Oh wow. Really?
yeah,
I think that's the really big thing is that you have the integrity to ask rather than some companies, we won't mention them, who just straight up jacket.
yeah.
Yeah.
No credit.
I think a lot of these deviant art people, when they make these cool designs, their their ego is inflated when I say, "Hey, I like your design so well. I want to make it into a lightsaber," you know, and I, most of the time they don't care. I've had one guy say, "Nope, you cannot make it." I'm like, "Okay, not a problem. Appreciate it. Have a good day now." And some of the people, that I've done this with about maybe two, maybe three sabers that we've done in the past 5 years, and all three of them that said yes, they got one of the lightsabers when we got them done, and they were like, "Oh, this is cool. My dream came to life." I'm like, and yeah, and it was a good selling saber. We also have to figure out who our audience is. Um, we have had better luck in providing movie sabers, or what you call canon sabers,
Mhm.
than we've had in um, custom designs sabers. We've tried a couple times to sell custom designs, and maybe we don't have the same market. Yeah, that one looks cool. That one, I like that one. Some of them
It's a
are
nice
good.
concept.
It is a nice one. Yeah, I check that stuff out a lot, more than you know. And so again, we go back to the uh, what can I make that will have enough people want it, so it makes it, at the end of the day, a good business decision based on the cost and based on what people will pay. Is it worth making? Because
Yeah.
you know you can make a lightsaber that looks cool, but if nobody buys it, then it's
It don't
not
make
good.
good business sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's we know that Canon lightsabers usually do good,
Oh
and
yeah.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but back in early 2020, uh, in working with Elf Sabers, they made for us to sell the very first Episode 9 Leia Saber. We were
Oh.
we were the first one to bring that out, and it was 90% accurate. I mean, it wasn't totally, because you're just going off images from the movie and
Mhm.
screen, and they did a pretty good job. And I remember when we uh, kept pushing the date when it was going to go live, and it went live, and we sold, like, I told people I'm going to have 100 of these, and I got really concerned when in the first 2 hours we were already at 97 sold. And I was like, wow, this is really getting out of hand. I had to actually buy another 100, and we sold 200 of that Leia Saber back in 2020. And that was mainly because there just weren't as many lightsaber makers out there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
plus put on the fact that COVID was happening, nobody was doing anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, COVID was
I gotta agree with John. As far as your audience, most people go for the movie sabers because it's already known. They already know what they're getting
Mm-hmm.
into. They know what to look for. It's already going to be a big investment because these are a couple $100 things.
a good example.
Don't
like,
really want to take a big chance on some new custom design that you ain't never heard of from anywhere
Yeah.
before.
like
Well,
for
one
example,
angle. Go ahead, Bears.
like what you did with doing the Yuma, that was a really good choice. And for example, when last year when they auctioned off the episode 6 stunt MPP, like that, like right now, besides if you want to alter a KR or a or any other MPP, like TXQ is the only one that's making a full on thing of it, and still that saber is pretty popular when you put it through it.
Mm-hmm.
I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about the Darth Vader lightsaber that looks like a cross between an MPP and a DV6.
Well, the one with the rivets in them, yeah.
You know, I really searched my memory as hard as I could, and that was the first time I'd ever seen that lightsaber in history. And I kept thinking to myself, where did this come from? It did not look like it was actually a movie saber that was actually in the film, and yet here they are selling it, saying this was actually screen used, and it's going for millions of dollars. And I thought it was just really pretty much the ugliest looking Vader saber I've ever seen. And so,
Well, to be fair, I mean, it has been in stores for a few years, so
what do you mean by in stores?
in storage.
Oh, in storage. I thought you said in stores.
I mean, and plus, I mean, I'm sure they had a few on set, and I'm sure that's why it disappeared, and they had to make the the DV6 stunt that we all know now, because it just disappeared because people were taking props left and right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I never had
Especially staff.
yeah.
Oh, those lightsabers went bye-bye.
Yep. Not one single customer of ours, not even one, ever wrote in to ask if we were making that particular Vader lightsaber. So my thought was, it looks so different from what we envisioned and what we think we know, what we thought we knew. But I see what you're saying. It is real. It's a Canon saber, but I don't know. That's just my thought.
You could take a Vader ESB and do your own DIY work with it, and it would still come out pretty well.
Yep.
To it.
Yep.
Well, see, but there's another spin to it, and we talked about this in another show also, is that within the universe, everybody's focused on main characters and so forth. However, when you come to across after Order 66, we know that Jedi have been spread and Sith have been spread across the galaxy, right? So there's concepts out there that we don't know about or have not seen, as far as these particular characters that have not been found for a long time. And so again, in going to new concept art and new concepts for lightsabers, the sky's the limit, because within universe you don't know what they're capable of producing in their hiding, right? So much like when Palpatine built his ships and nobody knew about it during in Exegol, and the planet killers, nobody knew what he was building, what he was doing, for so long. And so if you spin that angle into new saber concepts, these Jedi and Sith are in hiding. They don't want to be found. They don't want to show who they are, but yet they are building their lightsabers. They're continuing the tradition without being found, and building the sabers like we see in the Ninth Jedi. The saber, the sabersmith, and he's building these lightsabers without these people knowing, and then he gives them to his daughter Kara to go give to the new Jedi. And so again, having that particular background and that particular story, I think we're going to see some great concepts come out. And like you said, if somebody's willing to send you some concept art for sabers, and you can produce them. Oh my God, I'd be drooling at the mouth to see these new concepts come out.
So yeah, just anybody watching, anybody listening, if there's things that you think will do well, our email's always open for that, and we'll take a look at it. Is that a Star Wars?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's my
I
little
mean,
cat.
I'm always looking out for concepts, and again, like I said, I look on Pinterest a lot for the concept arts, and I look and I'm like, oh my God, some of these designs would be fantastic if they can come out.
Well, guys, thank you for having me on the show. Um, I'm gonna have to end my session. I'll let you guys keep on talking if that works out good for you. But any other last questions anybody might have for Korbanth?
Anybody?
Well, I just
Can
want
we
to say,
fanboy over the Tula Horde one more time before you go?
Cord,
Uh, Now, Randy, thank you so much. I'm gonna blow you up right here so we can see it again. And thank you so much for
Oh,
coming on to the
When
show.
when do pre-orders go up?
We're looking probably the first couple weeks in September.
Okay.
We are going on for the month of August, and so we don't want to push too many things out at one time because people have to let their wallets recharge. So-
yeah. Do you mind?
Yeah, me especially.
Is it all right? Is it all right if I share the image of the saber just across, or just not?
Well, why don't you wait till I get the final one, because see, this one doesn't have the wrap on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better if you wait.
All right, I'll wait. Yeah, because I frequent some of the EU Legends pages on Facebook, and there are going to be a lot of them. Their mouths are going to drop open.
Yeah, and my content niche is lightsaber content. So if I have your gracious permission to share some images and talk about it in some videos, I would love so.
Everyone knows this is a prototype. It's not the final version. The final version will have the samurai leather
Oh, my
black.
wife is in chat.
Yeah.
Hey, wife. My wife just asked if she could see the saber too.
Oh.
That's her.
As soon as we get the people, but feel free to talk about it. It's
Oh
someone's
man.
time. The Tula cord.
Oh, my
Baby, if
Yeah.
you watching, we might have to spend some bread on this thing, okay?
that D ring's just amazing.
That
Oh.
is. It really is. Oh my God. Look at that. Jeez.
There are not many sabers around that make me salivate. That's definitely
Right?
Saber, and it's actually, we're hoping that the finals come. They're going to be still, so they'll have some heft to them.
Wait, are those a couple of Graflex parts? I see a glass eye in the activation button.
Yeah. This design is what was shared with us from somebody who's in the know, and it just had a red button, and it's got these pieces up here that kind of looks very Graflex like. It doesn't have
Mhm.
any, but it looks pretty nice. You
Well,
got your
Yeah.
I really like that bayonet blade.
Yeah.
Really like
Right?
it.
sharp, so people can't cut themselves, but the final versions, the tip will be dulled down so that, like right now,
You can definitely stab something with that.
we make it a little more dulled down. So I just said to our factory, it can't be a working knife. We don't want a working lightsabers.
Yeah.
We just blade. So pretty,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful. Y'all
It
did
is.
an amazing job with that. Absolutely
It
amazing.
absolutely gorgeous. Now, Randy, I do again want to thank you for coming on to the show. It's been a great honor, and I want to extend you the invitation anytime that you want to come on. Ooh. I guess he took off before I could finish. So
I'll pass the message along.
just let him know that we can that he's got a permanent invitation to
Oh,
the
no,
show.
never
We
mind.
need to.
He's back,
Oh,
he's
there he
back.
goes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I love talking to you guys. I love that some of our fans can see and hear and talk and have a voice, and we're very appreciative of you guys because without you guys, we wouldn't exist.
Yeah, and one of the things that I feel most proudly of is not only that my co-pilots over here, I love them to death, and they come on and help me out, but I love the fact that I provide a place for people who can't talk to other people about this, and this is their safe space to come in, no matter whether you're a Jedi, no matter whether you're a Sith, no matter whether you're Padawan, installer, font maker. It doesn't matter who you are. This is our passion, our love, our fun time, and so I extend it to everybody. And so again, once again, you have a permanent invitation to come on anytime you want. And
Okay.
again, thank you so much.
It's an absolute pleasure to meet you.
We have something new coming out. You can reach out to me and bring me on, okay?
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thank you for letting me be here.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Peace. All right.
Randy from Korbanth, everyone.
Okay,
Dang.
I officially apologize for my earlier remarks from earlier. I am so sorry, by the way. Please. Dude, that was amazing. Wow.
I was not expecting that.
I mean,
Thank you for that surprise, Mundo.
Yeah.
I told Mundo. I actually ran it through Mundo, and I didn't know if he was going to show up or not. But bam, wham, bam, malakazam. KB,
It's happened.
Why do you got to have your pussy there, man? Oh, he's adorable. I love him. He's so
It's the Jedi cat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. But yeah,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, This was definitely worth missing the Game of Thrones, the House of the Dragon season 3 finale.
Yeah.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah, this was worth missing that.
This was worth missing. But
No, but Barris, thank you for extending the invitation out to him, talking with him, and bringing him, on. I mean, I already told Anthony about that, and Anthony was like, "Hail, Barris!"
W producer.
Listen. All I want to do is spread love, positivity, and the Schwartz through this hobby. And if that means bringing people together to make sure something like this happens, I'm all for it. And honestly, with this is stuff that 20 years ago, when episode 3 was still the hype, none of us could have pictured this.
Oh, absolutely.
And for that, yeah.
This is my fun time. This is my safe space as far as Star Wars goes and lightsabers, because people, like I said, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it over and over again until people who don't have a space to go to talk to their significant other, to talk to their family, to when they don't have nobody to talk about this stuff. This is where they can come and hang out with us and talk about it. That's what we provide, is a space for the passion of sabers, Star Wars, and so forth. And just a good time, just to have a good time. And for a couple of hours. The rat race in the world is what it is. And we all need a break. We all need several hours of a breather. And this is what we're here for. This is our calling, guys. This is our calling right here, to bring people in to have a good time.
This honestly feels like dinner with the boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
I mean, I
that'd be
look
an
forward to
awesome
doing it.
meetup idea. I think that
It
would be
would.
an awesome meetup idea. We just like grab some barbecue meat, smoke it, talk
I'll
lightsabers
make it.
and lore.
I'll make it and I'll bring it.
Hey, yo, John. I hope your wife is okay with us being in bed with you.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I didn't know we were on that intimate level, but hey, hey.
oh, that's even worse.
Now, next week, guys, we won't have a show next week, and I'm gonna let everybody know that next week, next Saturday and Sunday, I'm gonna be busy moving my daughters into their prospective apartments for their prospective colleges.
Yeah,
They're
wrong.
they're heading back. They're heading back to school, so we got to go and move them in and everything. So that next Saturday and Sunday. So Sunday I won't be available. I'll
Yeah,
be
that's
getting
fine.
home real late, so won't be able
John
to
is
have
on
a
a
show
roll
next
tonight.
week. Oh, he is.
John is on a roll tonight.
All of us. Yeah.
James, they were watching you just lick yourself. How does that feel? Oh, I think
Oh, my
that
goodness.
is. Oh, because I'm gonna be fanboying for a couple of days.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Horde, the Tulak fucking
Oh
horde,
my
dude.
god. Oh dude, I have got to figure out how to come up with
Like
the
the
money
hilt
to
has
get
got to
it.
be at least this long, right? It's got to be.
It's got to.
like a mini battle axe. It's a mini battle axe.
Oh, okay. I know what I'm gonna do. I have a some truck equipment that I have. I'm gonna just sell it off.
Well, I did screenshot it, and I'm going to share it with James. I got to tell James.
Yeah, I was
If
I was
you-
actually hoping James would be on tonight so that you know.
Yeah. If you
I was hoping
post
he'd
it,
have been on tonight.
anywhere, tag me or DM me, please.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's your Facebook?
Oh, it's just Kalel.
Oh, okay.
I commented on one of your when you posted the theory thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. Look, I was just doing that. I was doing that to sow chaos in Discord because honestly, people
And you did it well.
freak out the littlest thing. Like it was a good fan film. Just because it's theory doesn't mean you have to bash the fan film. It was good.
I'm a theory grifter. You know this. It's my
I don't
job.
like theory any more than
I
you
did-
do, but I will not withhold credit when it's due.
I did watch it though. I gave you my word that I watched it all the way through. I watched it a couple times.
Yeah.
So this is
Sorry.
the backside of the Warlock Saber, right?
Yeah.
So with the pommel right there, right? So this is the MHS part, and I got a dent and a scratch and dent email, and I got it, and I told Mo about it. But when I told Mo about it, he waited for the next day, and by that time it was already all done with, right? I had bought it, and so I got this piece, right? Oop, I don't want to drop my saber here.
That's a pretty nice Graflex-esque.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bring it a little closer. So it's got this piece right
anodized?
here. Yeah.
Wow.
And so it's got this piece right here, right? And of course it's got the rib section, and then you have. Let me take out the button. So
I actually
got
kind of
this
like that as
piece.
a Vader concept.
So you got this piece in right there, right? And then I put in the black button right here. Now, I like the way it looks with the Warlock back part of it on here. And of
Yeah,
course,
looks
I've got,
like
some kind of work to do, but getting
Looks like a
this
Vader
all together.
I kind of like it.
It's not bad. So I'm gonna see if I can find if anybody's willing to get that has one of these pieces, and if they've got one available, if I can grab it and then get this concept going like this for a saber.
It looks like it'd be very comfortable with gloves on.
Yeah. Well, even without gloves, it's very comfortable. Very
Yeah.
comfortable. And then once I get it completed, then I would send it off to James, and I'm gonna get this cut out. And I want to have it where it will slide, and you can reveal the crystal with the sliding mechanism right here.
How would you feel about doing two versions? One with a exposed crystal reveal and one without. Maybe just have the
That-
CC chassis.
Yeah, I mean, if we can find another piece like this, yeah, that would be great. That would be
'Cause
awesome too.
Yeah, that look because of the way I hold mine. That looks like something I would put in my arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I mean, this is just to be a great concept.
Guys, I don't know about you guys, but I am tired. This
me
show
too.
is-
That gave me a little shot of espresso, but it.
To be fair, also earlier today I was at a baseball game, so
Oh yeah,
yeah.
a local baseball
Yeah,
game or what?
Local Chattanooga Lookouts, affiliates to the Cincinnati Reds.
Kind of like our local hooks.
I already looked
Hooks
tan. In
baseball
my,
player.
in, I already looked tan.
I was fighting it.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't turn my saber on. I was gonna turn it on, but I forgot I've got the SD card in another place. So
Mine almost
Oh, well.
overheated today.
what?
Yeah,
Overheated?
it got to almost. It was real humid. Like I mean, stupid over 90 degrees.
And that's why I always
Okay.
keep my temperature at 67.
I keep mine cold too.
Stephen.
Yeah, I know. I did that on purpose.
This is what I get for having Gen Alpha kids. I figure in light of Ninth Jedi, Silver Blade would be appropriate.
Right?
Yeah.
Get everybody off to bed. May the
Oh,
force
let me
be with
see.
you all. Stay kind, stay safe, take care of yourselves. And
Exactly.
don't forget to tell your loved ones you love them.
Like and subscribe to both these guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to Civilized Sabers as well. Korbanth Sabers. Guys, y'all want to give them your information? I'm gonna
Southern
set
Skywalker
that
on
up.
Instagram.
Baby's Workshop on pretty much every platform.
Yep. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Mundo Cabrera the Third, or at Mundo Cabrera 7007 for Instagram. And
Thank you all
Do
for
you
hanging out with
guys-
us.
yes, may you guys have a great, blessed week. May the force be with you guys. May the force be with everybody. Thank you all so much in the chat for hanging out with us tonight. Have a great week, everybody. Peace. Mundo out.
I have something here for you. It's the weapon of a Jedi.
Yeah.